Hi guys, it's Mrs. C. I just wanted to give you a preview video of what we're going to be working on next week. It's actually the hardest of the skills as far as area goes, and that is the area of compound shapes, okay? What is a compound shape? It's the same thing as a complex shape. It means more than one shape put together to make a new shape up. So we need to make have to be able to find the area of these things. As you know from your own house, not all rooms are perfectly square or perfectly rectangles. You've got closets built into things or L-shaped rooms. And this is a very real world skill. Like if you wanted to put flooring down, this kind of looks like my living room and dining room setup. So if I wanted to redo the floor in my living room and dining room, I would need to know the area of that complex shape. So today, I just want you to watch the video and think about it. Next week, I'm going to come back with another video with a little more practice. But it is the hardest of the skills, and I just want you to see it today. Okay? So the first thing I want you to think about is how this shape is broken up. When I personally look at this shape, I see two rectangles. And I see it like this. I see here's a rectangle and here's a rectangle. You might have seen it. Let me erase my lines here. You might have seen it a different way. You might have seen this. You might have seen two rectangles like this. Okay, perfectly fine. It doesn't matter the way that you look at it. By the way, you could have also seen it as two trapezoids put together. That's a lot more difficult, and I don't suggest you try to make it as hard as that. But it depends on the way you see it to see how you're going to work it out. I promise you, if you do it right, it doesn't matter how you see the shape. You're going to get the same answer. So I'm going to go back to my original because this is the way I saw it. Oh, I need a pen tool, Mrs. C. There we go. And I'm going to break it up like this, two rectangles. And I have to be very mindful of the numbers they give me. They don't give me everything that I need clearly right up front. I have to do a little estimating. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to make sure I have all the numbers that I need. Okay. I know that if this side is 3, then this side must be 3 as well, if you agree with me on that, just that part right there, okay? And I know if this side is 5, right, this side must be 5, okay? So that's important information. I know that this whole thing is 10, this whole side is 10, but this side is 6. So I need to find out what this guy is over here. Well, the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to take the whole big long length, subtract what I already know. So I'm going to do 10 minus 6, and that gives me 4. And how I'm going to know that is I know that if I added this side plus this side, right, because if this is 4, this is 4. So if I add 6 plus 4, that equals 10. So that should equal the whole big length. Okay, so now I have as much information as I need. If I want to find the area of the smaller rectangle, I'm going to multiply my 5 times my 4, right? If I'm just looking at this rectangle, I'm going to do 5 times 4, and 5 times 4 I know is 20. Okay, then I'm going to go back up to my bigger rectangle, and I know the side is 10, and I know the shorter side is 3, so 10 times 3 is 30. And then last step, the only thing you need to do is to be able to add them together. So 20 plus 30 is 50. So the area of this shape, area is going to equal 50 units. I don't know what it is, right? Squared. Okay, does that make sense to you? I know my 0 is off right there, but it's a 50 units squared. Let's try another example. Okay, so here's another one. If you look at it, you might see something different than I see, but I look at it as this two rectangles again. I've got to figure out some missing dimensions here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is this side. I know this whole long side is 12, and I know this part is 7, so I have to figure out this little guy up here. So I'm going to do my long side 12. I'm going to minus 7, and that should give me 5, right? So because 5 plus 7 is 12, so this should be 5 feet up here, okay? I'm going to figure out my other dimension. If this whole big long thing is 13 and this side is 9, I need to figure out what this shorter side here is. It's not 7. 7 is referring to this spot right there. So I need to figure out what this is, which would be the same as that part there. So I'm going to do 13 minus 9, and that should give me 4. Okay, so now I figured out the missing dimensions. Now I can actually do the work. The bigger one, 12 times, or not, yeah, 12 times, because it is a rectangle, area equals length times width. So 12 times 9 gives me 108. There we go, 108. And then my smaller one, we had determined that the side is 5 and the side is 4. 5 times 4 is 20. And then I just need to add those two together to get the area of the whole thing. So this is kind of like a bedroom and a closet. So if you're going to redo, put carpet in, something like that, add them together and you should get the area is equal to 128 feet squared. Okay.